Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Before we jump into our project, I'd like to take a moment to introduce our team, a group of veterans who've transitioned into the tech world and collaborated on this project we're really excited about. You'll see the LinkedIn profiles on the screen as I introduce each one of them. We have Kevin Williams, Marine Corps veteran, Rejino Ramirez, Marine Corps veteran, Michael Scotto, Air Force vet, Justin Moore, Army vet, and myself, Aindi Tsarni, Army vet. Now, BudgetBox is a financial tracking app designed to help people stay within their budget. The idea is simple: give users a clear and accessible way to track their spending and stay in control of their financial finances. It's a nice little friendly companion. It has a two third-party APIs, Clerk, to help us with the authorization, authentication process, and registration for users. The other one is Plaid. We use that to automate the fetching for the latest transactions. Both of those, Kevin and Michael, will go on to in depth on each of those features. But let's go over the front end. Justin and myself worked on the front end. We have a budget box icon. Budget box is also shown here on the tab. I'll go ahead and log in since I've registered already. I'll log in through my Google that's connected to it. And here we have three different tabs. Planned budget is where all the recurring expenses and income happens, like your mortgage, your car insurance, all that stuff. Tracked expenses, more of those coffee. I got coffee, refilled on gas type of expenses. And transaction is where the automated process comes into play. When I logged in, I've got my user icon here. I can sign out if I want to and manage my account. Let's go into the new recurring income. I'll go ahead and add income. I'll give it 4,000 and it's connected to my work. That's where my income coming from. I'll go ahead and save that. As you can see, it's displayed here in the subtotal for income. If I add another income, it's going to add to that, increase that total. Let's go ahead and add an insurance just to show you the whole process for math and how it happens. Under the expenses, I'll put that under the transportation category since that's what it's going to be under. Here, I'm going to tell myself get cheaper insurance. I'll use this comment box, description box as a to-do list for myself. I'll go ahead and save that. If I click on this, it's going to show the description. We hit that to not clutter up the page. But here you can see the math has been done correctly. If I refresh this page, you're going to see that the user's data has been saved in the back end. So it's going to fetch it back next time they log in. Let's go ahead and edit this. Let's say I got myself cheaper insurance. It's 250 now. I don't need this description anymore. I'll go ahead and save. That's been updated on the front end and the back end, and you can see the total has changed. If I want to delete this, you're going to see that reflected in the expenses as well and in the back end. As you can see, the UI is very simple, clean, and keeps the focus on the budgeting. We used Materials UI. It's an already done concept where there are buttons and forms and checkboxes, all different things that the front end styling can use so that we don't have to do ground up development for that and focus on the core features. Now, I will let Michael go into more detail on Clerk and have him give a better description of that, what that is all about. Thank you all.
Today I'll walk you through how we've integrated Clerk's authentication service into our BudgetBox financial budgeting application. Clerk handles all user authentication, allowing us to focus on our core budgeting features while ensuring enterprise-grade security. For our user model integration, we've extended Django's built-in user model with our custom BudgetBox user class. The key integration point is the Clerk user ID field, which creates a unique link between our local user records and Clerk's user management system. When a user signs up through Clerk, we store their Clerk ID alongside their email and other profile information in our database. For the authentication flow, our authentication works through a custom decorator called Clerk Auth Required. Here's the flow. When a user makes a request, they include a JWT token from Clerk in the authorization header. Our decorator extracts this token, validates it against Clerk's public keys using their JWKS endpoint, and verifies the user's session with Clerk's API. Once validated, we attach the Clerk user ID to the request, making it available throughout our application. This integration gives us several advantages. Clerk handles password security, multi-factor authentication, and session management. We get JWT token validation with RS-256 encryption, and real-time session verification. This means that we can trust that authenticated requests are legitimate without building complex auth infrastructure ourselves. By leveraging Clerk's robust authentication service, BudgetBox users get a seamless, secure login experience while we maintain focus on delivering powerful budgeting tools. The integration is clean, secure, and scalable for our growing user base.
Good afternoon. My name is Rejino Ramirez, and my portion of the project focused predominantly on the back end. Specifically, I worked on the budget entry models and the views to carry out the CRUD functionality. In the models.py file, there are two models, the budget model and the expense tree model. Each budget model has a many-to-one relationship with the user, and the expense tree models have a many-to-one relationship with the budget models. This allows the user to create budgets for any given month, and in turn, they are able to associate several income and expense streams to a specific budget. In the views.py file, we utilize the API view class to send and receive requests from the front end. These views handle get, put, post, and delete requests. One of the more salient views is get budget. The get budget view allows us to retrieve a specific budget associated with the user. As you can see, all authentication is carried out with the Clerk authentication decorator. On line 66, a helper function is used to retrieve an existing user or create a new one based off of the user's Clerk user ID. The request includes a date parameter that determines which budget the user is calling upon. Next, we use another helper function to get or create a budget related to the specific month. And finally, we return back all of the income and expense streams related to the budget.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kevin, and I worked on the Plaid feature here at BudgetBox. Plaid is a financial tech company that acts as an intermediary between both users and banks across both North America and Europe. Here, I'm going to show you the linking process for users to link to their bank account using Plaid and returning all of their bank transactions. Now, Plaid follows a three-step linking process. The moment a user clicks connect the bank account, a UI will open up, creating a link token in the process of opening up that UI. When you connect the bank account, this modal will open up from Plaid. The user had to create a link token, and this link token is used to let Plaid know that they are trying to access their API from a already authorized application, which is BudgetBox here. Now, with the link token, once Plaid authorizes that, they now receive a public token, which they currently have right now. The moment we continue as guests, we'll go ahead and select the banks, and we'll log in Chime. For this presentation, we are using mock data, so we will be using Plaid's checking accounts. We'll select these, hit continue, select the terms and conditions, and connect account information. Right here, it's showing the user's bank account. The moment that we hit continue, it goes through the process of exchanging that public token for an access token. It's successful. The user now has an access token that they can use here on BudgetBox. And what that allows them to do is to fetch all their transactions. So the moment we click finish without saving, right here, our backend fetches all the transactions from the Plaid API. And each transaction has a name, the amount, the date, and a category. A user can go through all these transactions and they can select approve or delete, depending on if the transaction they find is something they need to keep track of or something that they don't really care about. Here is the Plaid link button, which is provided by the official Plaid GitHub. And this actually shows the entire process of having a user connecting to Plaid. While doing this entire process is quite simple. As we have right here, we create the link token. And once we get the link token back from our API call, we set the link token. And then once the token is set, then it calls on our use callback here that basically gets the public token. Now, we exchange this public token. And then once the public token has been exchanged, we basically let Plaid know that, or BudgetBox know that Plaid has been connected. Afterwards, we go ahead and fetch those transactions from the API, and we set those transactions here on BudgetBox. That wraps up our presentation on BudgetBox, our full stack application designed to help users take control of their finances by tracking income and expenses. It's been a great experience working on this project, and as a team, we're proud of what we built so far. Looking ahead, our plans is to keep improving BudgetBox by adding more features and refining the user experience. Thank you for watching, and we're excited to see how BudgetBox continues to grow.